Hey everybody, it's been a while. I don't know about this thing. Should I leave it with the sun? No. Yeah, so I brought my mom to the doctor today, and I had whatever amount of time I have waiting. But it's been a while since I went live, and I did put a few videos up. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. I've been doing the a lot of video, and then I edit and then load it up later on, and it seems to work out for me a little bit better because it gives me time, to check it, to work on it. When you go live, I haven't had time really to sit down and go live. Things are so busy. Hey Cryptid, I see you. But it's been so busy the last month. My mom broke her knee in two places. Um, my my father-in-law and my passed away a couple weeks ago, and that was a real fun. It was a slow process. I'm glad that he passed away because he was in a lot of pain and suffering. So that was difficult. It was difficult for my wife and the family. And then my daughter has had to move in. She left her husband, and she's moved in with her kids, and we're rearranging and organizing and everything. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, it's a good thing. I'm enjoying every moment with these grandkids that I can. And that's one of the reasons I haven't gone live, is every time I turn around, to try to go live, they're right there. And I actually want to set up a recording studio for them so they can do that. Hi Renee, how are you? I hope I'm not blocking the microphone. Hold on. I don't know how to hold this thing steady. I forgot to bring my phone holder thingamajiggy, so I'm not sure if it's kind of shaky. I'm really sorry. I guess I could kind of put it on my, kind of set it like that. I just don't want to block the microphone. That must be better right there. Yeah, so life has been pretty rough, but it hasn't kept me from going out. I've been out with 559. We went out on that one day. We got some drone video and some really good, uh, footage. And then I went out with Jeff and Adolf. How's it going, Roland and everyone? But one of the things that when I was out with Jeff, I realized something over the last few trips out, and that is that once you see a Bigfoot, your whole life changes. Okay, like I grew up in the woods, and I was real comfortable in the woods, all by myself, no gun. I would carry a camera around and take pictures of creeks and interesting things. And hey, brown dwarf, how are you? But I was so relaxed in the woods. And after I seen that and watched it for over an hour, I'm telling you, I saw it and I watched it over an hour. My life's never been the same in the woods. I'm never relaxed. Ever again can I go and relax. I don't sleep that well. Although I did sleep pretty good in the fifth wheel, I felt a sense of more safety in there. Not saying that I feel like the thing's going to attack me anytime I go out there, But only if you read Missing 411, and I've talked to David Paulides, we interviewed him 3 times, and my teacher that I knew very well went flying with him in his Cessna 310 a bunch of times. When I got the book from David Paulides and started reading it, and I got about 3 or 4 chapters in, and there's my teacher, a lieutenant colonel in the Air Force. I guess he was a reserve at that point, but he's still a lieutenant colonel. When I saw his picture, I freaked out. This guy was like 6'2" or 6'3", real healthy, a good pilot, a leader of men, really versed in the woods and everything. And then for him to disappear and all they found was his Jeep and his fishing satchel. I know for a fact that once I found out about him, I have friends in that fighter wing in the Civil Air Patrol, and I went and asked about it, and they didn't stop looking for him for 2 years. So on the weekends when they could drive in there, 30 or 40 people would be in there every week looking for him on the ground. And then when they couldn't drive in there because of winter, they were looking for him in the air. His airmen were flying over the area when they could and looking for him. That blew me away. I mean, I already was uncomfortable in the woods and everything, but when I found that out, my comfort level went way gone. After that, I'm always like on alert, listening for things that you don't normally listen for, looking for things. Even though you're doing things in the woods, your attention is always thinking about, where is it? Is it close? Is it watching me right now? I mean, it gets crazy. Hey, Juice and Connie, wow, it disappears off my phone, so I can't see it real fast. But I'll acknowledge you when I see you come up. I hope you liked the last few videos. When me and Jeffrey went to the spot with the fifth wheel, I mean, we were basically almost 4-wheel drive, and we were doing it with pulling a fifth wheel. I mean, he has a bunch of Okie pinstriping now on his trailer, and the fifth wheel was like pounding down on the back of the bed of his truck, so it dented the side of the bed where the fifth wheel hangs over. So it was coming down and it was banging on his truck, and it dented it up right there. We'll have to figure out how to keep that from happening. Hey Joe, how are you? Yeah, so we got out there, and immediately I knew they were there. I mean, I hadn't been out of the truck probably 15 minutes, and there was already wood knocking, and we didn't do anything yet to elicit any wood knocking or anything. So there was already wood knocking. It kind of tripped me out. Hi, Amanda. It kind of tripped me out that it was that quick, and then I started thinking about it. Every time we get there, within minutes, either things are being thrown at us, or there's whistling, or you hear the chatter, or there's wood knocks. I can't remember a time that we went in that we didn't have something happen. Sometimes it's an hour or so in, or 2 hours in, before you get anything, but then right away, usually it's within 15 minutes or 10 minutes, they let you know they're by there. And it's a little bit unnerving to me. I think if I never saw a Bigfoot, I don't think they would be letting themselves be known. Actually, I think that people that seen them, once you see one, and I think they know. So right away, you get to have more of their antics, or they let you know that they're there. They'll reveal themselves, and you'll have more encounters, more weirdness that they do, throwing stuff at you and stuff like that. But it's really a big life change, especially the part about the thing I miss is being comfortable in the woods. I miss that so much. I would love. Well, I mean, I like knowing that they're there because now I know to watch my grandkids, and when I go there, I know to be more careful and more observant and listening for things and stuff like that. But I really do miss a little bit of that innocence of being able to, throw the tent down and throw your sleeping bag down and then take a nap without even thinking about it. Those days are gone. And I miss that. I really miss that. I used to, the woods were like my recharge place where you recharge your batteries and all that and relax and feel all good. Not anymore. I was telling Jeff on this one, because of the fifth wheel, I was able to relax quite a bit more than in a tent, but I still had a little bit in the back of my mind, And then when we went to bed and he set those microphones up, and right away there was wood knocks, there was that huge owl that didn't, it kind of sound like an owl, but mostly it didn't sound like an owl, and it was really loud. I mean, the sound was echoing. And I know people can say, "Oh, that was an owl." Well, there's so many times that we spend up there. I mean, in my life, I lived for 20 something years. I raised my kids in the hills on 20 acres in the mountains. I mean, all my kids are mountain kids, just like they. I wanted to raise them just like how I was raised, and the I don't know. It's just like now that you know what you know, if you've ever seen one, some people never get over the thing about going. They never go back out again. They give up hunting, fishing, camping. Yeah, that's true, cryptid. And that's the other question. Hey, MK, when once you know there's that, okay, then it opens the possibility to all the things. I mean, then your mind wanders to the other things, that could be out there, and then you don't know, like, are you safe? Are you not safe? Are they out to get you? Or are they just interested in watching you for a little while before they get you? Are they hungry? All these things, go through your mind. I have some more video from the memorial trip. I thought about putting it up, adding more footage and making another video. Only I don't want to repeat what I have in this last video. I don't want to, repeat some of it and bore you guys. So I haven't done it yet. I mean, I started on it, and because I was talking to the camera more, but I didn't do it a lot, so it would only be like a few minutes, and I thought, when I heard I had to bring my mom to the doctor, I thought perfect time to go live and not be interrupted or anything. I could sit here, except for maybe people walking by or cars driving by or whatever. I could do it without being interrupted. But I watched a video. I don't know if you guys ever seen this guy. I can't remember his name now. He teaches people to hunt by YouTube, and he has Bigfoot sightings. And then when he went public with it, other people came to him with stories, and he shared some stories, and I was listening to him, and it got me thinking, there's some things that we share, us, the people that seen a Bigfoot. One, the woods are never the same, ever, again. It changes your life that way, completely. Whether you tell people about it or not, you will never, ever go in the woods and be comfortable like before you knew that. And once you know, you're never the same after that. And then the other thing is, when you go in there and other people that haven't seen one and you're hiking around, they are comfortable, but they're also not looking or listening. And I think that's why a lot of people don't see one. There might be one right by them. Man, thank you, MK. I think it is the truth, Like, so you're walking through the woods and you're with a bunch of people that haven't seen one, and they think they're listening and looking for Bigfoot. But really, they're not. They're sightseeing and enjoying the hike, and they're actually maybe enjoying it more than I am, because as I'm driving there, that I'm already thinking about what may happen or what I may see, and they don't have that. They don't have that. When we're hiking around, I'm looking around, and I'm not hoping I'm going to see something, but I know I could see something. And I'm thinking, how fast can I get my camera out? And usually once you're in front of one, the last thing on your mind is a camera. And I'm sorry, but a lot of people that haven't seen one, they have no idea how captivating they are and how much fear goes through you. I mean, you absolutely are petrified because you're seeing something that's not an animal. I don't care what people that say they're apes or something like. You're not seeing that. You're seeing a humanoid, a human. You're seeing something that shows expression, and it's sneaky, and it does things that other animals don't do. And so it's a lot different for people that haven't seen one. The turret has, I believe that. I mean, and you just to get and you don't know if it's them or not, but you just get a quick glimpse out of the corner of your eye of something moving in a thump, and then it goes quiet and you don't hear anything. And I'm too scared to go look anymore. I mean, I used to go and investigate closer, but I'm not investigating closer anymore. In fact, my mother-in-law in Oklahoma, she moved from Oregon to Oklahoma. She bought 17 acres outside of Tahlequah, Oklahoma, in a wooded area. There's a creek really close to her house, and it was like a week before her ex-husband died, which is the father-in-law that passed away. She was talking to my wife, and she called my wife and told her, tell him I saw him in Oklahoma. and everything he described was exactly what I saw, except I described uh, their shiny fur and, well kept and stuff like that. She said that this one was in the leaves, laying down in the leaves. There is definitely something going on in the upper court right with Shiner. I've seen and heard things. Yes, yes, and yes, and uh, it isn't just court right and with Sean. It's all the way down to Shaver, believe it or not. And she says he was, as she was coming off the bridge and making the turn, I guess the road turns, and this thing was on the curve at the end of the bridge, and it just stood up out of the leaves, and it was laying in the leaves. And she said as the leaves fell off of it, it was just standing there watching her, and it was huge. She said it was really huge. Freaked her out really bad. She said the ankles were like tree stumps, like tree trunks, and it was massive muscular on the upper, but it had leaves stuck to it, and it just watched her as she drove by, and she was driving pretty slow. She drives slow. In fact, I think she could get a ticket if she drives any slower at the speed she drives. She could get a ticket. She drives slow all the time, so I know she got a good thing. Thank you, sir. I don't mind being live. I'm gonna try to go live more often. Now, where me and Jeff were at the spot, if you go back and watch that video, you can see the area really good. There's a pond and a huge meadow. And while we were there, there was people coming and driving in their little side-by-sides and four-wheel drives, and they're just out for the day, four-wheeling in there and cruising around on the trails and stuff. But Jeff has Bigfoot and UFOs and aliens all over his trailer, so I didn't expect people to stop and tell their stories, but people are stopping and telling us their stories, And one guy, hi Raven and Southpaw 82, one guy said that he wouldn't admit it was Bigfoot. He never saw it, but he had heard all these weird things that he couldn't explain, and the things that he did see was the lights, the little orbs flying around the meadow and all around the trees and stuff. I did not see that. He said that it's every night, that there's usually mostly on a no moon, and we're there on like a full moon, of course. But that didn't keep the Bigfoots from letting us know they were there by wood knocks and whooping and knocking trees over. I don't know what to think about the tree knocking over thing. They're absolutely knocking the trees over. Pretty scary. Hi Patricia. Hey Ghost Wolf, what are you doing, bro? But yeah, so now that while we were there, all these people would stop and they would never ever really say what it is they saw. They would just say there was a lot of weirdness right there, and every time they camped there, it was always weird. And even though I was trying really hard to get it out of them, what it is they saw and stuff like that, but yeah, it's happening a lot. This time of the year is like the really active time of the year, and the most frightening experience I had was in 2017 while fishing alone. Yeah, the screams and the roars. I've heard quite a few videos recently of exactly what we heard roaring at us, these roars. And I think it was from like Minnesota and Canada. The roars, they're the same roars, off the chart roars. And the roars happened to us at the spot where we camp. We're only a couple of miles from where we normally camp over there for the last 10 years. We always wanted to camp where that little pond is, thinking that there would be more activity and stuff like that there. And so it was interesting. There was wood knocks, there was howls, there was the big owl that Jeff recorded. If you haven't heard it, you could go back and listen to the last video I put of, and I put is this Bigfoot howls. I think I changed the title to Bigfoot howls or something like that. But just listen to that. It's not a mountain lion, Southpaw. The mountain lions have more like a high pitch sound. Hey, Night Rider. You can actually look up YouTube for mountain lion roars, and you can listen to it. It sounds more like a gorilla. It sounds like King Kong in the movie King Kong. It's more like that. And when you could feel the actual bass inside of you, that's not a mountain lion. They don't do that. I lived in the foothills for 25 years. Grew up in Yosemite. I've heard mountain lions scream, and sometimes it even sounds like a woman, kind of. They're high pitched and stuff, and so it's not that. Hi, James. Yeah, a lot of people's been sending me a lot of yeah, you're right, Ghost Wolf. They're high pitched. They don't have the deep, and the bears do, but the bears are not real long roars like these things. Like whatever is roaring, it has some lung capacity more than a bear. I mean, it's echoing through the mountains. I mean, it scares the what out of you. In Yosemite, we used to hear the bears roar all the time and get in fights at the dump. We would go drive over to the dump at night and turn the headlights on and watch the bears go through the dump. And they would roar and get mad and protect their babies and all kinds of stuff. Anything I ever heard at the spot or in the other places where I got roared at was not those animals. It was something I don't know. And I didn't see it roar, but I know from hearing other things it was not those. I have not seen the thing that made the roars like what I heard. That's a good idea, to be very cautious, and not be alone. The main thing is don't be alone. Don't do it by yourself, man. That's what happened to my teacher, Lieutenant Colonel James Arthur. He disappeared about 7 miles from where I saw Bigfoot. Yeah. Well, when we heard the roar, we were actually hoofing it out of there too, and I mean, it was getting closer and closer, so we were jamming, man. It was scary. It really was. I mean, I got to admit that's scary. Yeah, so I don't know how much longer I gotta wait for the mama. She broke her leg pretty good. Fell down out in the patio and broke behind her kneecap twice. She had broke that leg before, and her femur actually has a metal bar on it, and she has metal in her ankle on that same leg. So she's broke that leg a few times. There's probably not many more places on it she could break. kind of funny. I think I'm about cutting my hair off. I believe that, or they become a mate. What do you think about that? You know, I think they become their spouse or whatever, their breeding partner. And that could go for guys too. I actually believe the babies or the small ones, I think they eat. But the older, the older people, maybe they eat them, but I think most of the time, I think they wind up being breeding slaves, basically. And I was actually, thank you, Connie. Yeah, it's been rough, Connie, with the broken leg and the grandpa passing away. That was her dad that passed away. So, I mean, I've been kind of out of it, and I've been taking care of her. She really took that really hard, her dad dying. And it wasn't like she didn't know it was coming, because he's been kind of in a bad way for a few months. So we were expecting it, and I'm kind of glad, he moved on to that other dimension, I look forward to being there one day, and seeing all my relatives and stuff. I have the windows down in the van. A lot of people are looking at me like, what is he doing talking to? What is he talking to? There's this weirdo in this van. Yeah. So, one of the things I would like about, I would like everyone to have an encounter, not see it in a video, not see pictures of it. I think everybody needs to encounter one. Thank you, Ghost Wolf. I will. I got the Lord, so the Lord takes care of me very, very well. And I know how to give him all my problems and let him worry about it, and I don't worry about it. I just take care of myself day by day. And he's true to his word on taking care of me. But yeah, I would love everyone to experience a Bigfoot, just like I think everyone should go out of the United States and go to a third world country and hang out for like 30 days. Because I actually believe that's good for you. It's good for you to experience other things so that you have a more empathy or understanding. Darn, that was a long post. I don't know how to get it back. I couldn't read it fast enough. Oh, maybe if I go like that. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, orbs. I would be worried about the orbs too. Those usually lead to abductions, and we've had quite a few people come up and talk to us about the abductions. Had quite a few people come up to me that fish over there and tell me about the rocks being thrown and landing in the water right next to them. Kind of scary, huh? And I got this one hair. Let's go in my mouth. Let me see. I'm gonna roll the window. Let's see. I'm gonna roll up the other window too. Stop the wind. There we go. Okay. I think it stopped a lot of the noise too. Let's see. How's that? Okay. Yeah, so I think it's good for people to travel Go to a third world country, hang out over there, learn how other people live. You'll appreciate where you live a whole lot more, and maybe you won't be as stupid when we vote people in. I'm getting pretty angry with these people that are trying to get rid of a duly elected president. I don't care who it is, right? I don't care who the president is. Nobody deserves to be treated like this guy. He must have some really good dirt on these people because they want him out bad and they're willing to do stupid stuff. Well, that's where Adolf got abducted at Courtright. And I just had a friend tell me that he was deer season. He went up to Wishon, and he went past Wishon a little ways, and then got on a trail. And he said he hadn't even hiked 500 feet, and he ran into a Bigfoot on the trail. It just, as he turned the corner, there was the Bigfoot standing right there looking at him. He went home. He didn't go hunting. Hi, Lewis. You need to go, man. Anytime. All I need is just a few days' notice, really. It's hard for me right now to just jump and run on stuff. I was able to do that maybe a month or so ago, but now I can't jump and run in 1 minute. I used to be able to, but I can't. I want to go. Let me know when you're going. I'll go with you. And in fact, I'll show you some places along the way. I know some really good places over before you get to the Wishon village that we can take off and kind of take a side track and see if we can find some tracks and stuff. Cool. I want a drone over there too. I want to take the drone and do some droning. I'm having some fun with the drone, and I got to be careful with it though, but I'm having fun with it. Really fun. And I want to get the license, but then I don't want to get the license. If you get licensed, then all of a sudden you're because you're licensed now, you have to go by the rules, you know what I mean? And because I'm not licensed, I can kind of claim I don't know the rules, and really I don't. I haven't really researched it that much. I'm too busy doing everything else to sit down and research it. But it is fun, and one of the things people don't realize, like when I, hey Adolf, how you doing, man? Did the storm pass by, or did it hit pretty hard? Hi, Jean Paul. One of the things I like about the drone is I can send it up, even though what you guys see is, like I don't cruise along the tree line and stuff like that. I do have birds attacking it though, attacking the drone up there, big birds. And I learned if I go straight up, they can't do that. If I go down, they can dive, and they dive bomb it. So I learned to go straight up. They can't do it. And the drone can go straight up faster than anything. Tell me about it, James. My mom is right now bedridden with a broken leg. We're all taking turns on that, and it's not easy. It isn't easy. I've been praying for you though, bro. I have. But with the drone, it shoots 4K. I'm shooting it at the highest quality that you can, and in the editing, I can zoom in along the tree line, and I can really look at the tree line really good. And zoom in on it and look at things. In fact, the tree, that one that you told me to look at, Adolf, it's a tree stump. It wasn't a Bigfoot. In fact, there was a couple of things, anomalies in that meadow that looked like it, and uh, when I zoomed in in the editor, they were trees. And if I ever find anything, I will, edit to the the zoom in, so and then save it so that I can share it with you guys if I ever find anything. But if I'm not, then all you're just gonna see is high flying, so that I can take as much of the area in as possible and then zoom in on the areas where I think I see something. And I noticed on one video where we went to Ross Crossing. Me and Adolf went to Ross Crossing and his cousin, and I noticed they were climbing around on some boulders. This is not in the spring, so the creek is pretty low right now. In fact, we're talking about going over there and doing some uh, metal detecting. But I noticed I didn't have the drone really high in the air, but I was a little bit away, and they seemed so little. You were like that big. It looked like you were that big and you were fishing. And I was thinking, okay, so if now Bigfoot would be about 3 times wider than you and at least 2 times taller. Oh, is that? I see him. Oh, I gotta go, you guys. They're back. Let's see. Can you see him? Oh. Okay. Let me see. Got the grandma. So what did they say?
Come back in a month.
Come back in a month. How's the leg?
It's getting there.
It's getting there?
Yeah, he says I can walk on it a little.
Really?
Yeah, see?
Yay!
Yeah,
No more
put
brace,
a little
huh?
weight on it with the walker.
Yeah,
like walk to the bathroom and back. That's about it.
Cool.
Little at a time.
Nice.
Not too much weight though.
Okay, you guys. Oh, I tried to change the camera. It didn't change. All right. I will catch you later. Be looking forward to some more edited video, all right? Love you guys. I'm praying for all of you guys. I'm praying for all of you guys. Take care.
Feels weird.
I think you maybe should just walk with the